Are you doing a presentation in January for us?
I think so. I think it's January. Yeah, that's what it is.
Did I to the South Suburban Computer Club? Thank you for coming. Tonight we're going to be entertained and I guess that's not a proper expression. We're going to be educated, taught by Vicky. She's going to introduce us to Libre Office. Libre Office is a freebie that's a good substitute for Microsoft Office. So, and our next meeting will be December 21st, and that is our party meeting. And hope everybody in CCS takes upon themselves to want to come to this meeting or to this party. We haven't had a sit down gathering all year. We haven't had it, and it would be good for people to come and get acquainted with each other. I belong to another club that's been meeting on Zoom, and we met last night for a brief period, and it's strange with people walking around with masks on. You don't know who they are. You make sure you get your name tag on so people can see who you are. Well, maybe we probably won't have that, but it was good to see people that we haven't seen in over a year. And hopefully this organization, CCS as a whole, would find in itself to come to this party meeting. And it will be the one and only sit-down meeting that the organization's had in over a year. The associations would be good, and the food is good. And we'll have some door prizes. You saw in the handout, we've got pins that we're going to pass out. Here's one of the pins. The pins they've been made, and we've received them. Everyone coming in will receive one of these pins. They really are nice pins. Really nice pins. Okay. And in January, we don't have a topic yet, but Joe Vang's Ness, the voice from the past, has agreed to give us a presentation. It will probably more than likely be a web-oriented presentation. And we haven't come up with the topic yet, but as soon as the topic is announced, then we'll publish that information. Okay, Larry, any news from the head yet?
We had a meeting this past Saturday, and we discussed a number of things. One of the things is that the meetings are going to be Zoom-only meetings. We're not going to promote sit-in meetings. And the bank account stands at $6,324.23. It was reported that there are some South Suburban members that haven't paid their dues, and we're not going to change the dues. The dues are going to stay the same. And also discussed changing the organization name or different than what it is. It's going to leave it the same as it's been. And the website changes are in the making. And the pins that came up, they saw the pins and they said there's no reimbursement out for the pins.
Never asked for any.
Yes, I think our insurance is paid up, so they're going to keep the insurance. It's $13.73, so they're going to let it stay like it is for the rest of the physical year. So that's about it, Al.
Okay, any question, anyone on what Larry has said? I'm not so sure why the cost of these pens came up in the board meeting, board discussion. I've never even hinted to the board that they will be seeking reimbursement for something that says South Suburban Computer Club. So these pins are gratis from the club to everybody who attends the party. One per person. Okay. All right, so much for announcements. And we're going to jump right into our program. Vicky's going to be our presenter tonight. Give her your honest and full attention. Recognize you at home, and somebody like Terry, you slouch down and you can be very comfortable. Please don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep. Forgive me. Okay, I'm going to turn the floor over to Vicky. The program will be recorded and will be available 2 days after the meeting. So Vicky.
Recording in progress.
Your show, Vicky. Unmute.
Might me unmute me.
You're unmuted. You have to unmute yourself.
Okay. Hello, everybody. And yeah, gotta get these things off my screen. I'm doing a presentation on Libre Office. And it is one of my favorite costs. Zero. I can go on to LibreOffice.org and get it for free. When I first looked, they had two copies. They had an older one and a newer one. And the newer one was for people who are like gamers and stuff like that. But I think what they've done now is everything is moved to the newer one. Because I got a notification that I had an update and we got the new one. With the new one, it's not much more than the old one in the way of functionality. And a lot of their functionality, you do get updates with this, but you don't get them as frequently as Microsoft Office. Microsoft Office tends to update for every little thing, and then you have to reacquaint yourself with it. This, you don't have to do that. It pretty much looks the same as it did before, and anything newer is usually it's faster, it's internal stuff, it's not the functions. So I wanted to, how do we share the screen?
At the bottom of your screen, there is a green button. Click on it.
Okay. And I suppose I should start the page first. How do I do this? Okay.
Bring your screen, bring your image up on your screen, and then click the green button.
Okay. Well, that helps. View. I had it. Where did it go? Okay. I've done this before and it's not working. Al, I need help.
Okay, what do you need?
I'm trying to find my desktop.
Your desktop?
Yeah, because that's where my stuff is, so I can bring it forward.
Well, I'm not sure.
Thank you. This is it. Okay. This is basically a document that I have. What I've done before, when I have, yes, get out of my way. With Libre, basically, this is what it looks like when you first started. Not the document at the bottom, but all this stuff at the top that lets you adjust the document. But most people have a problem with this screen because it looks nothing like Microsoft. I've looked it up and found a way to make it look more like Microsoft and act more like Microsoft. Like, let's see, if we go into View and User Interface, and if we do contextual groups and apply it to Writer, then the top menus look more like Microsoft. And I found also on an online thing, a video that we can change it to look more like Word. Stop it. And then we can change the top part to be more readable. There we go. And if you go into, stop it, make screen easier to read. You can choose like a pre-programmed theme so that you have more color and more contrast. Because a lot of people had this problem. Stop that. Where if you go into Tools and Options, which is down at the bottom, I'm using the wrong mouse. Tools. Options. And then if you go under Libre Office, and then under personalization, you come up with themes. as you see these little squares here, it changes the menu header and all that. If I hit this blue one and then hit apply, and then the top changes, so it's more readable. I've had trouble reading it. And also, excuse me. Now that we've got it legible, we also want to make it like when you save Libre Office, normally it goes to an ODT file, which is not a file that's always readable by others. Usually a docx file is used by most people out there. Besides, if most people are using MS Word, docx would be legible, or you could get it open. So if you go into tools and options again, and then you go to load and save and hit OK. That didn't help. Let's see, load and save, and then general. Tools, options, load and save. General. You can change down here from a drop-down menu, docx files. So when you go to save any file, it will save it as a docx file, which I have already done. And you also might want to change your default font to a MS font, because if you don't, when people open stuff and it's got a different font label or a different type of font that isn't for more Windows, it will look like Chinese. It won't come through as legible for the person to read. So you can go into tools, options, tools, options, and let's see, then it's Libre Writer. And you go into basic fonts, Western. And what I did on mine is I changed all of the fonts here to Calibre, so that anybody who opens it in Microsoft Office will get a legible font. These items are to help you get it so that other people can read what you send them. Other people can read what you send them. Otherwise, you're sending them gobbledygook. So, after that, we can go into a new document. And we can, I don't know, type something. So you want to save it right away to with a title that you know what it is. Well, I suppose I'd have to hit save first. And see down here, it applies, it saves it to an XML text. And we're going to call this gobbledygook. And then you hit save if you can find the save button. There it is. Save. And then up here at the top on the left, it shows you that you saved it as a docx file so that other people can read it too. If you send it somewhere, if you email it or something like that. If sometimes people don't have MS, Microsoft, and you can save it directly to PDF. That way, I've had certain people who needed it into a PDF file so that they can read it. And you click on that and it takes the file that's here, saves it to PDF, but saves it separately. And you would have to go into your documents to make sure it's there or to check it. So,
Vicky,
yes, darling.
you have to do something to get it to automatically update when you start out, or does it do it all the time?
No, I think you have to go in and check. I don't. Let's see, where is help?
Does LibreOffice have a normal dot file like Microsoft Office does, where you have a template?
What do you mean?
In Microsoft Office, there's a normal, it's called a normal dot. I don't remember what the extension is anymore, file that you have everything set up, your fonts, your tabs, your spacing, your indexing and everything else. Does LibreOffice have that also? So that every document you bring in, that's all set up for you?
That's what I've been doing. I've been changing it so that all that stuff comes up automatically.
Okay.
When you go into tools and options, you can change that stuff so it automatically does that whenever you bring it up. Keep losing the mouse. You need to make it bigger. See, also, when I changed it to Calibri, it now automatically comes up that way. You can set the font size, you can set the font type, and I'm pretty sure if you go into tools and options, you can go into almost everything and get it to like general. You can set it to do things all the time. Like we can update links when loading. We can always, on request, or never. Our setting measurements. We can do it in inch. We can probably, we can do it in all this. Pica, point, centimeters, millimeters. It depends on how you like to do it. We can do where the tab stops. Let's see. Get out of the way. This thing from Zoom, it keeps moving all over the place. It's always in the way. Word count. We can set up a word count, a page count. Stop that. We can have it calculate characters per standard page. If we go into view, we can set up guides, displays, display fields. Okay. A lot of this, I don't know what it is or what you would use it for. But there are many things here that you can change so that it would come up the way you want it to. A lot of stuff you would have to go and look. Or I found that on Google, if you Google it, it usually comes up with the answer. It lets you know how to do things, how to change things. Let's see. There was, I saw it when we were, maybe it was load and save. General. It has a save recovery like it does in Microsoft. I have it set to 1 minute, which there's an auto recovery saved every 1 minute. So therefore, if power goes out and you don't lose everything, it's within a minute of when it last saves, it can come back up to that. I have yet to figure out the spell check, because it's kind of like my phone. It will insert things that I don't even want. I don't, it doesn't make any sense. So I'm either gonna have to turn it off or update it or something. I gotta find it first. And their help menu seems to be very knowledgeable and will let you know. I mean, you type in, I want this, and it will try to help you. Let's see. And I'm very open to questions.
Yes, Tim, I'm not sure exactly how this works, but LibreOffice can add Microsoft fonts just the same way that Linux can add Microsoft or Windows fonts. You just add them to the fonts.
The video I was watching was using Flatpak to load it into Libre. I'm not sure what that is. I'm hoping you guys know.
Yes. Yes, Flatpak is a Linux installation method. The idea is you want to get away from what's called dependency hell. It's like in Windows, you have DLL hell. You don't want to have to search and search for dependency after dependency after dependency. Also with Flatpak, you don't need to uninstall your current version in order to install an upgrade version. Flatpak will upgrade very smoothly. Flatpak basically is self-contained. It contains all the things that are needed, the whole package. A similar thing is AppImage, and there are also things called Snap. They correspond basically with portable apps in Windows, which carry everything they need with them.
Okay. I didn't need that because I installed this on a Windows computer. And when I went to look for the fonts, they were there.
Yes, and you can also add fonts that are basically Linux specific to LibreOffice and also to Windows. You can do that so you have full interchangeability.
Okay.
You still didn't finish answering my question about how you get the automatic upgrades.
To the program,
Yeah, how do we get automatic upgrades? Or is it something that it notifies you and then you go get it?
you're on it right now, Vicky. It is help, check for updates. And in Windows, that'll just check for updates and it'll tell you if you've got one. And if you do have one, you may have to go to the website to download it and install it, but that's no disaster.
No. Is Libre help not installed? How do I help?
Yeah, and you can also install the help pack. It's a separate download.
Okay.
That get his question answered?
Yes, I
Okay.
think it did.
So
I'm
the
trying to
actual
figure
answer,
out what happened to me.
yeah, the actual answer is, depending on how you installed it in Windows, LibreOffice can update from within the program. But it's safer and usually more successful if you just go to the website, download the installer. There'll be two items. One is the main installer, the other is the help installer. And just install it that way, like a normal MSI installation. And if you want to check on whether or not there are any updates, the program LibreOffice should be able to tell you.
Okay. Somebody give me a hand. I don't know where I am. That's not my problem. I am no longer sharing screen. And
Let's see your screen, Vicky.
Yeah.
We're still seeing your screen.
okay, then I need to switch this way. This way. You see my mouse move?
No.
Maybe unshare and then reshare.
The top of your screen is a red button. Click on it. Stop sharing.
Well, I don't see that one. Oh, here, it's at the bottom. Oh, look, a lovely picture of myself. Okay, then I do share screen.
Yeah, try again.
See your mouse.
You had it.
Is this the gobbledygook one? Do you see that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nonsense writing.
Okay, good. At least I'm seeing the same thing you are. Okay. As for the menu, any questions that I didn't answer?
A question hasn't been asked. What is the difference in the configuration of LibreOffice versus Microsoft Office?
The configuration.
Yeah, the configuration of the package, the whole package.
As in the programs?
Yeah, the various programs in the two packages. What are the differences, or what are the similarities, and what are the differences?
Okay. Stop that.
Al, are you asking if it has Excel and PowerPoint and that kind of thing?
Yes.
It does. I don't know the names of them.
Vicky, go to File and go to Open a New Document, and it'll show you all of them.
Thank you. File. New.
Oh, you're on edit.
File.
Yeah, up.
There it is.
We have a text document, the same spreadsheet, which would be Excel, presentation, which I'm not sure, but I think it's a slideshow. They have drawing, which is, I don't know what that corresponds to. Hey, stop it. Come on. Formula, and there's a database.
So business cards and labels.
Business cards and labels would be something you could set up under text documents.
That
Oh,
think
I
is-
see. Yeah, they're special. These are special templates.
Yeah, it's a template.
And it's really handy to have those templates.
Okay, do you have to change like the Excel part or the spreadsheet into the same Excel extension? Like you did with the document that you changed to DOCX? Do you change Excel to something? XLS?
No.
Or not in Libre Office?
Yeah, and since Microsoft is downplaying PowerPoint these days and changing it into who knows what else, the fact that Impress and PowerPoint aren't very interchangeable is making less and less of a difference.
Did that answer your question?
Oh, I'm okay.
No, the lady who asked. There is.
Yes, it did. The only thing I've heard so much about is that the slideshow in Libre is extremely difficult to set up. That's what I've heard compared to how it's set up in Office.
I did some experimenting with that, and it took me 3 downloads to do something that it only took a little bit to do in Microsoft. I had to download 3 extra programs to do the same thing in Libre.
It is a different experience. It is a different experience. I would say Impress versus PowerPoint, and especially versus the new Sway. There's a lot of difference.
Okay. Does anyone else have any questions? I didn't go too much into the other spreadsheet and all that when I was researching this. I was doing Libre Office, which is actually, it's Libre Office Writer. That's the document portion of it.
Vicky,
Type a quick
Yes.
type a quick document for us. Show us how you would type a document in Libre Writer.
Okay. Let's see, file, close. Save it.
Will you be able to put that document into the chat, Vic?
I don't know. If somebody tells me how, yes.
If you have it as a presentation document and it's in some kind of a document format on your computer, you just upload it as a file into chat. It's in the 3 dots menu, and oh, it's not the 3 dots. There are 3 icons in chat. One is something that looks like a piece of paper with a corner folded down. I believe that's how you upload a file.
Well, give me a minute on that. I'm trying to open the document like I said before.
Yeah. Oh, if you're trying to show us something, go ahead, do that.
Okay. When you come up to the main thing from Libre Office, you would do a new one. You would click Writer Document. And up comes the blank page to write a document. And I'm not about to.
that says hi in Klingon.
Yes, it does. And go away. Go away. There. Go away. And what did you need to know, Al?
Oh, I just wanted to just help you with a demonstration, that's all. How you would prepare a document, how you would type a document, you know, setting margins, how to center stuff, how to right? Justify stuff, just the way you would for document. Show you how easy it is to type a document. That's all I'm suggesting.
Okay. If you want to center adjust, you just highlight what you want centered, and up at the top here, it says center. If you want to change, say, the bold, click on it, it bolds. This thing here changes the color of the font. We can see, click in the middle of it, and we've got image. And I guess you would have to have images to insert in order for me to do that. But I don't have any.
Nothing in your pictures?
Image. Let's see. Pictures. Click on a picture and hit open. Well, it's a very large image, so we pushed everything else aside. Right, see those little squares at the corner?
Yeah.
You drag them, it resizes the image of one sick doggy. And okay, move the text thingy. And I guess this stuff now is to format the picture. We can crop it, we can put a caption, we can wrap text around it, that type of thing. We can lock it so that nobody else can move it, which I just did. This, I would imagine, so you can write on the picture or write around the picture or something like that. See, if I go back to the typing or the words, it goes, the menu changes again because we're not dealing with the pictures, so we're getting different menu items.
What's that one on the top, Vicky? You just were over formula. What is that one here?
Hi.
Formula. Oh. It gives you I guess different formulas that you can use. These are basic formulas, not mathematical ones. And oh, there's more. See the drop down menu here? There's a whole bunch of formulas you can use. And I don't think we want to get into that tonight.
Please don't.
If you were doing a scientific paper, you would be doing something like that.
Yeah. I
2
just-
plus 2.
Yeah, right. How do we get it to stop? That's just it. Okay, took the formula out. We can add comments, links, as in hyperlinks, so that, or you can add a text box. So you can put something in there that says, you know, you can make funny comments, you can add explanations for the picture. We can add some basic shapes in there, not necessarily on the picture, but in the words. We can add a chart, which we don't need. And record.
Add a step-by-step recorder.
It could be. I haven't tried it. We could try it. Yeah, it records and tracks the changes. So when you have something and then you like, oh, I need to go back 6 steps to make this work, you can back it up.
Does it have any special print functions?
Print. Not really special. You can print all of it, print portions of it, uneven pages, different sizes, different orientations. Not really special.
What happens if you click on the LibreOffice Writer tab of Print up at the top instead of General LibreOffice Writer? Would that give you other options? Clicking on it.
I guess. I clicked on it. It said I think it's the picture though. Just the picture. Because I can print it as a page background. You can print images. There's hidden text, text placeholders, form controls. And then it's just print the text in black. Print automatically inserted blank pages. I'm not sure what that does. Okay. This menu across the top still has all the menu items that you can use or that you might need for these documents. Styles, gallery. What does gallery do? The gallery seems to have arrows and stuff that you can add for like flow charts and stuff like that. You can insert a lot of stuff. Text boxes, media like little videos or pictures, or an object like formulas. There's shapes. There's text boxes, hyperlinks, bookmarks. Actually, almost all of these Microsoft Office has too. It's just with Libre, it tends to be in a different space or easier to find. I've always had trouble with Microsoft Office with their top menus. They don't always make sense. You have to hunt for things. I'm just hoping with using LibreOffice, things will be easier to find.
Vicky?
Yes, dear.
Yeah, that's the question I was going to ask you. Stay right there. Microsoft Office has the ability to create forms to have drop downs and fill in and check boxes, and that's what you're on right there.
Okay.
You can make a fillable form with all those various things that are in there and send it to somebody, and then they can fill it out and send it back to you. And if you keep the template, a form but blank, you can send it to many people and have them fill it out and send it back.
Yes. I mean, it's also an Office thing.
Yes, it is.
They both do it. Most of which is there isn't that much difference in functionality. It's where is it?
The only problem I ever had trying to use LibreOffice compared to Microsoft Office was easy to, when you're in a Word document, to have one page print landscape and the next page print in portrait and intermixing the two throughout the document. I had trouble figuring out how to do that in LibreWriter. Supposedly you can do it, but the instructions were not very clear.
So Bill, you actually had an occasion on which you needed to do that?
Yes,
Interesting.
I do that quite a bit for my end of year financial statement.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually just grabbing copy and prints or copy and pastes. And some of them I want in landscape because of the amount of data, and others I want in portrait.
Okay, Vicky, you ready to wrap it up?
Actually, I'm ready to stop unless anybody has questions. But they've been doing pretty good with questions so far.
Okay, are there any other questions from anyone on anything that she's covered already? Okay, Vicky, thank you very much. We thank you.
Recording stopped.
You want
Okay.
to unshare your screen?
Yes.
And by the way, I did put into chat the documentation about the LibreOffice normal template and how I they have lots of explanations about what you can do with it.
Okay.
So that's just a link for that.
Vicky, for your information, on your chat screen, near the bottom of the screen, you see where it says "to everyone."
Yes.
You see that? Now, to the right of that, there are three icons. One looks like a page, one has a face, and three dots. If you click on the page, it takes you, you get a drop-down menu, and there are choices that you can make for things that you want to share with your audience. Now, if you want to go into your computer, you click where at the very bottom it says your computer. You click on that, and it opens up a page in your computer where you can select files. And if you pick a file from your computer and click on it, it will appear on the chat screen. Confusing?
Well, I'm trying to find the file. Okay, it's not there. Documents.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the file so I can throw them up there. You don't have to wait for me.
Okay. We'll jump into the other portion of our program, tips, tricks, and traps. Mark, is Mark still here? Unmute, Mark. Mark,
Okay, am I unmuted?
yes, you are now. You had a couple of questions that you wanted to.
Yes, my
address here.
square dance club wants to be listed. They have a work web page, but if you type square dance clubs in this area or something like that, they do not show up. So I was wondering, how do you get them to be listed and then the screen split and their little blurb about them like the other ones in the area? Is that complicated to do? Do I need to get a professional for it or what?
I'm not sure I understand your question, what you're trying to do. You really want to advertise your Square Dance Club, but what are you searching? You're doing a Google search on Square Dance Club?
Yeah.
Or what?
An internet search that you can type in square dance clubs near me, and you get 3 of them right now, and I want to add mine as the 4th. And then when you click on the ones that are already there, the screen splits and you get a little captioned thing about where they meet and what time they meet and that kind of thing.
Does your Square Dance Club have an address?
Not that we can display. It's called, you can type in Swinging Sugars Squares, and that should bring up their website. So
They do have a website?
they do have a website, yes. But you have to know that it's there in existence and type in the name to get there.
Sounds like some sort of Google function you got.
What's the zip code, Mark?
60430, I believe.
30. square dance clubs in Illinois, best 10 dance clubs near Homewood. And let's see what we get here. Well, I'm just going to showing me what I want. Here we go.
Is that a meta tag thing? I'm not familiar with those very much, but you need the meta tag to find it? Anybody?
Where are you guys located again, Mark?
They square dance out of Evergreen Park, but it's near, I don't know that zip code.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not finding it either.
Do you need a meta tag? Bob, you familiar with meta tags?
I don't know about meta tags. If that's what it needs, I'll need some instructions on how to do it.
I don't know a lot about them, but it seems to me that sometimes you need meta tags and they are the key words that are searched for, but I don't know enough about them.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking.
So that, okay, so we'll have to get a professional in to do it if we do it all.
The category you're looking for help, if you are going to look for outside help, is search engine optimization, SEO.
Search engine
Optimization or SEO.
SEO. Okay.
There's a whole cottage industry of that. And people are always competing to get the listings higher in Google, to get it listed on Google Maps and whatnot. Sometimes it's worth paying somebody a little bit, but not too much.
Okay.
Are you guys located in the Homewood Flossmoor area?
Yes, I am.
Okay, is it B&B of Flossmoor?
No.
Oh, okay. That's the only one I could find at 60430.
Might try taking a look at one of their web pages and open it up in the mode where you can see their all their writings and see if they have meta tags in their web page. Give you a clue.
What's the website, Mark?
The website is Square. Wait a minute. Swinging Sugar Squares is for our website.
You should look at one of the others.
Yeah.
It's a swingers website. Is that what you said, Mark?
It's a square dance. It's Swinging Sugar Squares. Doesn't that come up? Am I misremembering something?
Swinging Sugar Squares, Darlene Culpa, contact,
Yes.
Central Middle School, Evergreen Park, Illinois. That's 60805.
Oh, okay.
Gave me the wrong zip. Yeah, it's mainstream and plus. I don't know what that means. And then they've got a URL. They've got your website there.
Okay.
swinginsugarsquares.com. Swinging in Sugar. Okay.
I would look at the script of one of those other sites.
Yeah.
See if you
I'm
can
going to put
find-
the URL in the chat so that people can see it. Because it's the spelling is kind of different when it turns into straight text, because it's got an apostrophe in it, and that has to be missing and all sorts of weird stuff. So I'll put it in there and folks can take a look at it. I'll get it right. There it is. Okay. We put it in the chat.
Yeah, I'm looking at the page source, and you definitely don't have the right meta tags.
Okay. So that
You don't have enough of them, and they're not in the right format.
Swing in Sugar Squares. Facebook page.
Just take a look at one of the others and you probably copy a lot of their meta tags, put in yours.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can look at the source code of the Facebook page, that'll tell you a lot.
Okay. Okay, I'll see what I can do tomorrow on that then. Okay.
Yeah, in the Google Chrome browser, all I have to do is right-click on a web page, and one of the options is View Page Source,
Okay.
Yeah,
and then I
one of
can
the
see
things
what it's like.
one of the things with your group, Swinging in Sugar Squares, with that apostrophe where it's at there, it's going to be real difficult for somebody to find your group if they type in the name and they leave out the apostrophe or put it in the wrong spot or add an extra space. It could screw things up in the search.
That's why you use keywords.
What?
Why you use keywords through meta tags.
Yeah, that would help.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Bill.
I can't remember once I save the chat where I find it.
Okay, I have another question then. On only one of my machines and only one file, I can have columns and numbers and words next to the numbers, and it scrunches everything to the left. But I can take it onto my other machine and everything is fine. And I can set up on the first machine, I can set up that kind of format, and it saves it and does everything right. And I'm using a thumb drive to move between the two machines. Is it the first machine that has a problem, or is it the thumb drive that has the problem?
What software are you using? Is that a Word? Microsoft Word?
Yes.
You got a document in Word that has a certain format in one machine. You move that same document to the other machine and the format changes.
Yes.
Is it also in Word?
Yes, it's in Word.
Same version of Word?
I think so. I haven't tried lately. I'll get them both the same and try it again.
So what you've done is you've saved something from Word in one machine. Now you're taking it to another machine and you're opening it in the Word that's installed on the other machine.
What happened was I had made several editions of the same thing, added to it, and then saved it again. And every time I try to open on the one machine, the back copies, it scrunches everything over on the laptop. I take it down to my desktop and everything's fine, and I can continue adding to it in the proper format. And I can use other columns and letters on both machines and get it right in both cases.
Are you running this on a laptop and a desktop?
Yes.
Okay, is the desktop, are they both, is it 365 or is it 2019? If it's Microsoft 365 on one and 2019 on the other, it may just be defaulting to a copy that you have on your, or in the cloud from 365 and not looking at your thumb drive. If you don't pay close attention to that, you'll wind up getting it from the cloud instead of from the other, and you may have a different version of the file with the same name, one in the cloud and one on your thumb drive, and it's going to the cloud.
How do you tell if it's on the cloud then?
Well, you go ahead and you say, I want to load something, and it'll, when you go to load a document, and when you do that, it will tell you the path of that file that you're loading and where it's coming from. And if it doesn't say, if it doesn't say that it's coming from your thumb drive J or K or D or F or whatever the letter normally is, that means it's probably coming from the cloud. And if it's coming from the cloud, you've got a different version, and it just happens to have the same name as one you've got. I've made that mistake, so I know what I know that can happen. I said, I know I made that change. I know I made that change. And then I go back and I look, and I see that the file is in this folder and the file is in that folder, and they're two slightly different files. One has a change in it and the other one doesn't. And I've been just going to the first one I saw without paying attention to the pathway where it's at, actually. So that might be the problem. I don't know if that's it, but that could very well be it, Mark.
Okay, but the other thing too is I'm using the same thumb drive with the same information on it. And then one time it presents properly and on the other machine it doesn't. So
Yeah, but it could be that at some point you saved that file and it went to the cloud, and now there's a version in the cloud and a version on your thumb drive, and they have the same name, but they have two different sets of two different versions of the document.
okay.
And that could have happened by accident, because 365 has this habit of saving your work as you're typing, and it may have just saved that document to the cloud while you were typing or working on it, and that's why you've got two different versions of it and why you're not loading it. Make sure that you get it from that drive.
Okay.
One thing you could do is, before you start your program, put the thumb drive in, go to your file explorer, and find the file on your thumb drive and double click the file on your thumb drive. That way it will open up Microsoft Word and load that file onto your system. And it should be the file that you've been working on.
Okay,
That way you won't get a misfire on the document.
Okay.
And we're also assuming that both copies of Word of Office have the same setup, that nothing has been changed about what we were talking about earlier, the normal template,
Yeah.
that has not been messed with
Okay.
on either machine. So if it's all defaults on both machines, it should look the same.
Okay. I'll have to check and see if they're both the same. I've been down uploading when they say to upload it, so they should be the same versions. But I'll check and see if the defaults are the same.
Yeah, just try to restore everything to defaults and see if it looks the same on both machines.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Hey, Tim, I can't find that chat file. I don't have a Zoom folder under documents. Anybody else?
I always save to a different folder. I save as, save to, that sort of thing. So I know where it is.
They do save as even. Right click?
Yeah. You can do a save as or a save to a folder. But you should have under my documents something called Zoom. That's a folder.
I don't.
Or do a search in your search box for a folder called Zoom. Or even in File Explorer. Anything that says Zoom. Anyway, Al, you can unmute yourself and then we can hear you.
I muted myself because my dog was barking there. I didn't want to disturb the crowd. Yeah, on this PC documents, there should be a Zoom folder there. And in my Zoom folder, I've got all of the stuff that has been recorded for all the meetings, chat recordings.
I create special folders because I have so many different Zoom meetings, but that's with different organizations. So I have to save to special places.
You're just too organized, Bob.
I may have found a way to find it. If you go back to chat where you downloaded it and you hover over it again, it says click to open. So go ahead and open it. Oh, you're on mute, Bill. So go back to chat, go back, hover over where you download it, and click again where it says click to open, and it'll open the document.
Yeah, mine says click to download though, so maybe it didn't download.
Oh, well, you didn't download it yet then.
Oh, you haven't been successful in downloading it yet.
Okay.
Try again.
There we go. Got it. I got it.
Yeah, you can't find it if it's not on your machine.
That's true.
Yeah, but we can still see if there's a Zoom folder, because we can, once we go back and once you download it and you go back and you say click to open, and it'll open the document, and then once it's open, you can go back into it to kind of see the path.
Well, of course, I put it on my desktop.
You still don't see it, Bill? Still don't see a Zoom folder?
Should see it.
Hey, Bill, I have another way to do it. When you do go down and save the chat, and once the little window pops up that says chat saved, on the right-hand side, it says show in folder. Click on that.
Slow down 1 second. Save chat. I did click on that before.
Okay.
All right.
Once you save it, look to the right hand. It says chat saved, check mark, and then on the
Go in
right.
folder. Yeah, there it is. I must not have saved it somehow or other. I don't know why. Now that disappeared. Where'd it go?
This may be repetitious, but to find that Zoom folder, if you go to the chat screen at the very bottom, where
Yeah,
those three icons are,
yep.
the first icon is a page look. Click on it. It takes you down to your computer. You click on that, and the folder, it brings up the Zoom folder for me. It takes me right to the Zoom folder.
Okay, see, in my case, it takes me to desktop. I must have set that up once upon a time. I don't know.
Okay.
That's fine.
Well, then your download should be on your desktop.
That's what I thought, but I was looking for it, didn't see it.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay, do we
Well,
have any other questions on anything on the presentation? Any question at all on anything that we need to know about?
If you're on Microsoft, if you're on Windows and you're using Libre Office and you save your document as, I think Vicky was saying, save as a docx maybe,
Yeah,
can you then send that, email that to a Linux machine and open it, or now you need a different format to open that file in LibreOffice on Linux?
yeah, no, see, she
you
sent it to us as an ODT file.
yeah, I
Yep.
the short answer is if somebody sends you something that was created in Word and you're in Linux, it'll open in LibreOffice Writer. And maybe it'll look different.
I'm good.
This is one reason that I send documents as PDF, because PDF looks the same on all machines
Yep.
and in all platforms.
Yep.
However, PDF is not very editable.
Nope.
So be respectful of your audience when you send stuff via email. Know what they have. After all, both Office can open ODT and LibreOffice can open Word docx.
Can't hear me.
I heard you, Al.
Well,
It works both ways.
any other question or comments on different subjects, any subject? How about you, Jane? Comments on different subjects? Talk about the party. Where are you, Jane? We can't hear you.
You're on mute, Jane.
Unmute. Unmute.
Okay, now I'm back mute. Okay. About the party. We really have to show some enthusiasm that we are going to have this party, because we have to notify the facility if we don't have enough people.
Well, it's still early in the registration period, but we still have a couple more weeks, but we want to encourage folks to attend the party. Not only folks from the South Suburban, but folks from the West Side, folks from South, the entire CCS. And I would hope the board shows up at this party. We need to have the attendance. Like I said, this is the first sit-down meeting for the entire organization for the whole year. And it just seems such a natural thing that people show up to renew acquaintances, meet new people, and just sit down, have a good time, and have good food. And it's only for
Right,
one
a
night,
couple of hours.
just a
Yeah.
few hours, but a good night, and it's not very expensive, $35 per person.
Mhm.
And I promise you one thing, there won't be any speeches. No speeches. We have to have a certain amount of gratuitous comments, but no one's going to stand up there and pull out a speech and bore you to death with a lot of speeches. But I promise you this, you will have a good time.
Yes. Mhm.
And for those of you've seen the printout, everyone comes going to have a pen like this. We have the pens already, and the board has already committed themselves not to pay for these pens, and they were never asked for. But the pens are paid for, and no one needs to worry about that. But everyone's going to have one of these, and these are very good pens. But don't let the pen be the thing to bring you out. The people should
No.
bring you out. The people and the food.
Right.
Comments, anybody?
Mhm.
Jane, go ahead.
No, I've had my say. Yeah.
Any other comments, anybody? Okay, any other suggestions, thoughts, ideas, feelings, attitudes, and the rest? Our party is next month, okay? In January program, mentioned is January, I've forgotten the date. January, the third Tuesday. Our speaker is going to be Joe Van Znats. He's going to talk something on the web. He hasn't really decided what his topic is going to be, but it'll be something web oriented. And so any other comments on anybody?
Mm-mm.
Then I
Nope.
thank each and every one of you for coming out. And we're going to look forward to seeing you next month at the party. We need to have you at the party.
January's meeting will be the 18th.
The 18th. Now I should know that. It's not on the tip of my tongue. Very good. Thanks, Bethany. Okay, any other comments, thoughts, ideas, attitudes, feelings? Then 2 clicks in my mouth and our meeting will be ending.